Whatever you go ahead. Lead the way.
Let's go RG3, Ryan Clark. You got your mind ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so essentially, there's been a debate on social media that happened this week, between RG3 and Ryan Clark. RG3 came out first and was talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. After Caitlin Clark had an intentional foul against Angel Reese, we saw her get riled up, you know what I mean, and chase her around the court. RG3 took to the internet and essentially said that, that he actually recorded a video. And in that video, he was talking about how Angel Reese was showing hate towards Caitlin Clark, that this was bigger than basketball. He took into consideration that she was the narrative of the black woman. I can actually read. Let me just read the entire thing. This is what he posted. He said, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It stares us right in the face, but people are afraid to say it. Won't answer questions about Caitlin Clark. Gets people mad when people praise Caitlin Clark for the explosion of popularity around women's basketball. Celebrates when her teammates flagrantly foul Caitlin Clark. Goes after and tries to punch Caitlin Clark after a routine makes them earn it foul. After injuries, fouled Aaliyah Boston with a push in the back that wasn't called. This is not just hate. This is jealousy and resentment. Some people get uncomfortable when you say that Angel Reese hates or is jealous of Caitlin Clark because of the complex racial history of America and the hysterical stereotypes of the angry or jealous black woman. I understand that. Angel Reese isn't just some jealous black woman. Angel is an NCAA champion and a great player. She's a competitor who has shown that she does not like how Caitlin Clark is crowned, while criticized for showing the same confidence and fire in her own way. This is not an assumption that what Reese has said and shown us all. And yeah, that can turn into hate, jealousy, and resentment. That's what makes this rivalry real to a lot of viewers. Caitlin Clark is the most popular athlete in America. That was a stretch. But that was a stretch. And Angel Reese is the Isaiah Thomas to Caitlin Clark's Michael Jordan. That's actually a really good comparison. That's kind of crazy, though.
You didn't read all this earlier.
I did read. Oh, well, I did read it.
You didn't read all this earlier. Okay.
But that's what we will continue to raise. That's what will continue to raise the popularity of the WNBA. People care about rivalries. Rivalries aren't built on handshakes. They are forged in fire, fouls, and pride. Angel Reese wants to beat and outshine Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese has said she's the villain. This is sports. That's the game. Angel Reese has beat Caitlin Clark, but never outshined her. Even when Angel won the national title, the First Lady wanted to see her and Caitlin Clark at the White House. Over the time, the hate and resentment has built up to this. You could see in her overreaction to the routine basketball foul. I'm just the one not afraid to say it. So from that, and that's in addition to the video that he played. You want me to play the video too?
From what you just read.
Hold on. I ain't even get to the second part of this. He ain't even get to the
As we gonna wait. Go ahead.
Then Ryan Clark comes out. And Ryan Clark put out a 3-minute video. You want me to play the Ryan Clark video?
You can play the video, brother. Play the video. He says something about his wife. He says something about...
To being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. Asia Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady. I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what black women deal with a lot from black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over black women by denigrating black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less black than me.
Hold up. I know we just had a whole hour conversation on this before this. I still feel the same way.
I do too.
What the hell that got to do with my man Take, bro? Like, bro, what do you? That don't even sound like his opinion. It sounded like he was sitting there watching that video with his wife, and his wife told him something in his ear, and he's like, you know what? I got to say that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what does his wife got to, like, what if him being married to two white women got, like, what did that got to do with anything he said? Everything RG3 said was about the sport. He even paid respect to Angel Reese. He said she's not an angry black woman. She's more than that. She's a good basketball player. This is a rivalry, and this is what the fans love. So for you to go that much, it sounds emotionally driven. It sounds like you, because you have some type of personal experience with RG3, this is how you feel. And let's go to the milk thing. Let's be real, bro. I'm tired of being a bad guy. I'm not DDG. I'm not Angel Reese. I'm not y'all.
Why you say I'm tired of being the bad guy?
Because I don't want to be the bad. Like, niggas be, I like niggas. I don't want to be the villain. But it just is what it is. I got to embrace it because clearly that's what I've been brought to this earth to be. But anyway, bro, what I will say is I never dated a white woman. I don't plan on dating a white woman. And that's just my preference. I don't care to date a white woman. But we're not about to sit up here and act like a man who dates a white woman, it's not uncomfortable. Like, let's look at the other perspective. We can't sit up here and act like black women are just okay with black men dating white women. We can't sit up here and act like that. Like, and I can see how it could be uncomfortable for him. And a lot of times when niggas get uncomfortable, they make jokes. We talked about this before. Like, niggas try to joke their way out of uncomfortability. So I can see him making jokes about milk and liking milk because that's the elephant in the room. I can see, I don't know again, but I can see that being the case. So you bringing up this acknowledge is like, I don't get it. And even the shit I be seeing online, he probably does that because he probably do feel uncomfortable. I don't think he does that to diminish a black woman. I don't think he does that to put his wife on some type of hierarchy than a black woman. One, that's his wife. We're going to talk about our wife in a good way. I will hope so. With anybody. So just because I talk positive about my wife, I'm reassuring on my wife, and my wife so happen to be white, I'm diminishing a black woman. I'm tired of this victim mentality, bro. It's like, what are you talking about? Are you saying the same thing to a black man that's praising his black wife? No. But because his wife is white, you look like, I'm sick of it, bro. I'm not a victim. You niggas ain't about to make me no victim. And that shit is victim mentality, bro. I'm sorry. Where did he say anything to prop? Where did he? I don't get it, bro. And if we're talking about just a take, you going to sit there and tell me that take deserved that response
from Ryan Clark? He didn't have to add all the parts about his wife.
That's the big part of, like, that's why I got so many people
listening to it again. He didn't have to add the part about his wife, but I do still think that what his intention of where he was going with the conversation, he had validity in it.
Where?
With understanding the gravity of what RG3 was saying.
What was the gravity with RG? So I want to understand this completely.
So from a journalistic standpoint, understanding your platform, right?
Okay.
Here you have an Angel Reese where you have the media that has already been painting her as this villain. Now, granted, to some degree, she has gone out and say, I'll be the villain. Mm-hmm. Cool. But you have a lot of people that have been veiled and hiding under this veil of Angel Reese hate, but secretly it is racism. You know what I'm saying? You have seen that. So when he talked about the microaggressions, and he's like, "Why you are pushing the microaggressions?" The reason why they're considered microaggressions is because they're those little. Let me pull up the actual definitions because I don't want to slaughter, but it's like, hold up, let me look up microaggressions. So, a microaggression is a subtle, often unintentional, verbal or behavioral action that communicates hostile or negative messages towards a member of a marginalized group. Mm-hmm. So it's subtle. Sometimes it's unintentional, but it's subconscious. You know what I'm saying? So when you put microaggressions out in the field, that's what he was speaking directly to. It's like, yes, you were saying this, but again, the reason why it's a term and we have this term of microaggressions is because it's something that is subconsciously endured. And even while he's saying it, often unintentional. So again, we're over having a conversation of intention versus impact. His intentions may have very much been a sports take, but understanding the gravity of the situation when you have a woman in Angel Reese that have been dealing publicly about racial slurs, you have them chanting and doing monkey chants and things of that nature, and you have people. I'm not going to sit here. You sent me that clip about Dave Portnoy. It sound good, bro. It really does. But again, he may have that take. But again, you have to understand the consequences of their actions, which is that you have people hiding behind that. And they're like, yeah, so he said that. You have your own people saying that. All right, cool. You have people that were in the house during slavery. You know what we call them?
House niggas.
All right. So does that still justify it because there are people that were there that were helping the white man enslave their people? No. But it's just a matter of us understanding that, like, there's certain times that we, within our own actions, within our own community, push forward these microaggressions. Again, it may not have been his intention, but you do hold responsibility as a journalist to have the consciousness and the understanding. And he tried. He did try. I'm going to give him credit reading it again and this, that, and the third. He tried. But understand that there is an impact to how you say it. Now, does that justify Ryan Clark coming out and talking about his wife? That was wild. You know what I'm saying? Again, listening to it again, that was wild. But it still doesn't take away from, again, going to and seeing the consequences of it from a journalistic standpoint and seeing the microaggressions in the newsroom and seeing how we have to fight for the narratives and things and how they are painted towards our people. You have to know these things. But
so because all of those things are painted towards our people like that and the way they are, does that mean we are beyond reproach? Like we can't be criticized for our actions?
I'm not necessarily saying that.
Because in the case of a rivalry from a black woman and a white woman, all I heard from RG3 was him calling out the facts. Like, bro, it seemed like Shorty hate her. Like, the way she's dragging it, like she's dragging her nuts. And I feel like if he was to have that same argument with a black woman on a black woman, we wouldn't have all of this. Same way when I said, I can get up here and downgrade my people, and it's regular. It's okay. Ain't nobody going to say nothing about it. But the moment I downgrade somebody, another race, you can't say that. Nigga, why can't I? That's how I look at it. So, again, if it was a black, do you think this conversation will be as big as it is if it was Angel Reese versus another black athlete?
Probably not.
If RG3 was like, man, Angel Reese hates
such and
such.
I don't think so because you don't have. Well, we're talking about a conversation of variables, right? Those are two different variables. If you had it against black people, but then you have black people or white people sending death threats to this individual because of their take and things of that nature, then yeah. But you don't have that situations. You don't have that circumstance where you have death threats and things of that nature.
I wish I had
behind
some
the scenes.
facts. I don't have no facts for you, but I'm pretty sure it's niggas getting death threats for losing fucking playoff games, bro.
Yeah.
It's niggas that get slurs for missing the game-winning shot, for dropping the winning touchdown pass. It's sports. It's sports, bro. You get that. Like, listen, man.
You get that for the game. You don't get that because you're just black.
No, she's getting that for the game. It's a rivalry.
You think that she's getting it just for the game.
Bro, Angel Reese is a basketball player. She's a WNBA player. If she was just some model chick that did podcasts just walking out and just getting racial slurs, cool. She's not. She's a NBA player who so happened to have a rivalry with another player that's white. So yeah, you might have racists going to give you slurs. Is that okay? No, that's not okay. But I'm saying it's the game. It's sports. Be a professional. I'm sorry.
You don't think she's being a professional?
Yo, she dragged it a few times. That's what I'm going to say.
On the court?
Yes. She dragged it a couple times, bro. And she let her emotions get the best of her, bro. I'm sorry. She does.
But we had other players like that too, bro, and they don't get that.
Who?
Elena Deladone was a very passionate player.
I don't know, but I can tell you, Allen Iverson. Practice. We got black players that has done it in the absence of a white player, and they got criticized for it. Shit, Terrell Owens. We got people who was loud. You know what I'm trying to say? And if that game ain't really back it up, niggas, you seen what happened to them.
But it's kind of like this notion of like, when black athletes do it, we get criticized and penalized for it, right? But if you had like a white athlete doing the same thing,
oh brother,
think about it though, from a standpoint of
and that's what I talk about temperament. And then niggas gonna hate me for this, but that might just be in our DNA.
The temperament.
Yeah. When have you seen a white? Give me, and again, I don't know the facts, but if you give me a white athlete who's acting like this, right, and nothing happened, I have to shut the fuck up. But I haven't seen it.
Okay. So I'm gonna use Shador example, right? We talk about temperament, right?
Eli Manning.
No.
Who you about to say?
Baker Mayfield, the Money Dance, Johnny Manziel. They had the same temperament.
Johnny Manziel.
But he got drafted first round.
But he was also a dog. What are we talking about, Alex?
Drafted first round.
He was a dog, bro. When you talk
Shador not a dog?
No, not Johnny Manziel. He not Johnny
Baker
Manziel.
Mayfield,
bro,
he was a dog?
In college, bro, these guys were like the top of the top, bro. We're not doing that, dog.
But you talking about temperament. We having a temperament conversation.
Temperament.
But you said temperament.
Okay, we talk about variables now again. I'm just saying we going back and forth.
All right.
Listen, Deion Sanders, he came out, what was it, 94? I don't even know. He came out the draft a dog, and he had the jury. Niggas hated it. But they couldn't do nothing because his talent superseded his attitude. I feel like, yo, if your talent supersedes your attitude of what come with you, you're going to get drafted. For Shador Sanders, as much as we love him, not so much so.
You don't
he had
think
a
he
lot of
talent?
questions.
What's the question?
I'm not saying that he wasn't talented, but his talent didn't supersede what came with him. And the NFL, NBA, or anything is a business first. If your talent don't supersede what you can do on the field, for me, think about it. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson fell, but he still got drafted in the first round.
Okay.
Because his talent superseded whatever they thought about him. I don't think that, what they say, I don't think the catch was big, I don't know what they're saying, was what is as big as the draw. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for Shador. Don't get me wrong, bro. But I don't be in these conspiracy theories like, no, bro. You wasn't the nigga you thought you was, and you suffered the consequences. Baker Mayfield, all of them niggas, Johnny Manziel and, I'm not Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield, right? They had the attitude with him. But they also was going crazy. I think they both won the Heisman, right? Bro, Shador didn't win the Heisman.
All right. You made a point.
Who else?
No, but you want to see who got drafted before him?
Shador?
Jackson Dart.
I get it.
Got drafted first round.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I get it.
So when you put it in that context, and then you're saying Jackson Dart, because you're talking about talent, his talent is better than Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
But Jackson Dart got drafted first round. My man's went fifth round.
I get it.
So when we're talking about it from that standpoint, not trying to move away from Angel Reese and things of that nature, and then also Angel Reese ain't as bad as niggas are trying to make her out to be. She went 12 and 17. She's more of a Dennis Rodman than a Jordan than aspect.
But she make herself like you hear her say that she LeBron James.
But she not scrub. You know what I'm saying?
Not a scrub at
to
all.
get 17 rebounds, bro, in a game where you have Cardoso coming from Stanford, who was supposed to be the second coming of Brittany Griner. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's still doing something. Now, here's the one thing I'll say about injuries, and they might drag me for this. The reason why Caitlin Clark, I think you don't hear more about her is because
she plays basketball, and that's it.
And that's it.
Angel Reese got so many other things going on outside of basketball, and you know the world hate that. I'm not hating on that, but we know the people like.
That's the only thing that I was saying, because she has a podcast. She's more vocal. She's out here. She's outspoken, things of that nature. Those are the things that I'm like, okay, again, like we say, if you know the game, play the game. You know
but your talent don't supersede what comes with you. Deion Sanders did music. Shaq did music, right? Deion Sanders, I think Shaq might have he don't have a Grammy. No, Shaq, like, he got.
I mean, he had Kazam and all them joints.
Like, he did numbers. But guess what? Their talent superseded all of that. Deion Sanders is a perfect example, bro. He talked, niggas hated Deion Sanders. But why I loved him was why? Because he talked shit and he got on the field and was like, yo, I can't believe he really said he's going to get a pick up, and he did it. It's crazy. Angel Reese, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to step it up a notch.
Now, what is step it up for you, though? I really want to ask you this question. What is step it up?
Because that's a separate conversation. Personally, with all due respect, I don't give a fuck. I don't care that much. I could do without this conversation. I don't care that much. I'm just saying the people. So I can't answer that question because I think she's talented. I think she's cool in her podcast and how she's dressing. I don't care. Like, I don't care. But I can see how other people care. That's it. I don't give a damn.
No, because the reason why I asked that question is because, again, 12 and 17, she didn't score. But talk about effective on the court, 17 rebounds. Now, is she Asia Wilson? Again, Asia Wilson is somebody that's a dog that doesn't get talked about like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said Asia Wilson is face of the league. Asia Wilson had 31 and 16 or something like that the last game.
So, I don't know. I think, bro, you doing what you got to do to have a brand. You got to accept what come with it. That's it. Like me. Shit,
So back to the original conversation
of
RG3 and Ryan Clark. So we don't get too segued. Your take on it is?
I don't think that response was called for. That's
from Ryan Clark.
From Ryan Clark. I think it was distasteful. Like, when I heard it, like, mind you, I heard that first. I didn't even see RG. Like, somebody sent it in the chat, and I'm like, I'm confused, bro. Why we make everything about race? So I'm like, you know what? Let me stop and let me listen. I went to RG3 response or the video, and I didn't hear nothing about. I didn't hear no racial stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I didn't get it. Like, bro, what does his wife got to do with anything? Like, it sounds like you got that take from your wife, bro.
Okay.
It sounds like your wife was in the background. Like, I know he and his wife in the back. That's what it sounds like, bro. And he's like, you know what, babe, I got you. Let me go handle this.
I think it's a conversation of the. We'll put a pin in it here.
Do we need to get fired? No.
Ryan Clark does not need to get fired.
He
just like RG3 don't need to get a job off of this.
Yeah, no. Yeah, hell no. No, bro. Like, RG3, you got fired because your take sucked. Okay, cool. I don't think this was as bad as one, but you got fired. You doing it from up your crib. Keep doing it.
Yeah, you got 19.5 million views on your last video.
Yeah, RG3. Ryan Clark. Yeah, it was distasteful, but Ryan Clark is really good. Let's not get it messed up. Like, that's not. And I want people to understand because, and that's what the world. I feel like people can't have what's now, and it got to be forever, always. I think people can't understand.
Like, I could disagree with you for a season.
Yeah, like, bro, just because that was distasteful don't mean I don't like Ryan Clark. Like, his takes are great. Like, he top tier with this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like him. I mean, I like him.
Ryan Clark cool.
I like him and Acho. People don't like Acho. I like both of them.
See, I was gonna play Acho's clip, but Acho kind of talked about it too.
I like them too. But you know, I don't think he should get fired from this shit. No, like he contributes some good things, and he got paid not too long ago, which he deserved. So I don't know. He ain't getting fired for what? And I am athlete. I'm not even on ESPN.
You know, pivot.
Yeah, the pivot. Okay. I'm not even on ESPN. What are you talking about? Why would I lose my job?
You know the mouse, boy. They're very.
And no, what I will say though, coming back, I'm sorry, that was a corny response from RG3 because he tried to insinuate he should lose his job. Like, why are you even bringing up ESPN? That was corny. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not here to listen. I'm not here to take nobody's side. I'm on the side of what's right. Did you see the response? He like, yeah, ESPN, you should Why you talking about my job? Talk to me, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
You know who that
nigga,
probably was putting that battery in his back?
His wife?
Yeah,
I hope
exactly.
not. Now you definitely working for the man. Fucking house nigga. I hope not, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like, that's corny. Why are you bringing up my job? You fucking douche cornball. Like, why are you bringing up my job, bro? That's whack. Both of them was corny. Both of them.
You got
corny
two black
ass.
men pitting up. It's a minstrel show at this point.
Yeah.
God damn. We lose as our community. But anyways, that's really it.